Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you are doing great. Everybody is doing great. Have a happy weekend today. I hope आप सब लोग Sunday enjoy कर रहे होंगे. We are now live with our brand new session of my usual podcast series. Today I have an American Pakistani businessman, entrepreneur, and a very successful serial entrepreneur, I would say. He has done multiple businesses and associated in multiple businesses already. Syed Osama bin Salim is here with me from Maryland, USA. So welcome you, Osama. How are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum Danish, कैसे हैं आप? I'm doing good.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me on your series of podcasts you're doing, which are very helpful. So I'm glad to be part of it.
Welcome. सो ओसामा का थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन मैं चाहूंगा कि ओसामा खुद भी दें, लेकिन मैं ब्रीफली बताना चाहूंगा कि ये मल्टीपल बिजनेसेस में एसोसिएटेड हैं. लॉजिस्टिक्स, सप्लाई चेन, 3PL, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, selling on e-commerce platforms. He is having multiple associations in very big organizations जो कि businesses को promote करती हैं, पाकिस्तान से यूएसए, यूएसए से पाकिस्तान. So ये टू वे बिजनेस कनेक्ट किया जा रहा होता है डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के थ्रू, जिसका ये पार्ट है एम पाक, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिसका ये पार्ट है. ट्रैक पैड एक कंपनी है जिसके फाउंडर हैं, सीईओ हैं, और उसमें मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट्स के ऊपर इस वक्त काम कर रहे हैं. और इनका जो एम है वो मल्टीपल बिजनेस की स्ट्रीम्स बिल्ड करना है, पाकिस्तानियों को हेल्प करनी है, बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज प्रोवाइड करनी है. और यूएसए में क्या अपॉर्चुनिटीज हमारे पाकिस्तानियों के लिए अवेलेबल है, किस तरह की कम्युनिटीज अवेलेबल हैं जिसके थ्रू आप हेल्प लेते हुए, अपॉर्चुनिटीज को हासिल करते हुए, यू कैन ग्रो योरसेल्फ एंड ग्रो योर बिजनेसेस अकॉर्डिंगली. So I would like Osama to please have a little introduction about your experience, about your company Trackpad, and how your association is with different multiple organizations like MPAC and other bigger organizations जो कि पाकिस्तान के और यूएसए के ट्रेड के हवाले से काम कर रही हैं. So I just want a brief introduction about it, Osama.
Sure, Danish. So, my name is Syed Osama bin Salim. I am born, raised up in Karachi, then studied my FSC Inter from Karachi. Then I moved to Italy for higher education. From Italy, I got a chance to visit USA. That's in 2010, 2011, where I came to US for the very first time as a student exchange program. Spend 3 months working here. Um, the one thing I liked instantly is that my manager was working more than what I was working. Like my job description was, let's say, to pick some stuff and put it on the shelf. My manager was bringing those huge cartons for me to pick from, and then once they were done, they were so that I have also worked in Pakistan in Gulama Textile and other textile companies. So what in my head, I had the concept of manager means somebody sitting in the office and giving you the orders, you running around here and there. But that concept of mine have changed coming to US, that enabled me to think that, oh, that's why they are successful, that's why we are lagging behind. So the story starts from there. I had to struggle. I was here by myself. I had no family, nobody, no friends, pretty much. So I started working odd jobs, small jobs, subway, and working at the gas station, what pretty much every desi guy or a student or a young kid would do to survive. So that's how it started. And then in 2016, if I'm not wrong, I had the issue with my boss, where I was against the decision of what they're trying to do. And well, I left the company. When I left the company, I didn't have any other job. So that put me into the prospect of thinking that, hey, why shouldn't I just start something for myself and get benefit from it as much as I can? If it's $10, if it's $20, I make $100 or $1,000. It belonged to me. Nobody has partnership or nobody's sharing it with me. So that's how the process started. And in the beginning, I was a the new guy, not a lot of business experience, didn't know much about. But anyways, the only thing I had is the ability to take decisions. So that drive the passion, and then I started working. I started like two different companies at that time. Young traders. I think Danish. I think you have heard about it at very long time. Uh, Designed the first product, launch it on Amazon. Although it didn't work, but gave the idea of how the process worked with Amazon. Anyway, so moving on, in 2017, I founded a company. It's called Librix Fulfillment, where we started as a fulfillment company back in 2017, and then within like 2 years, we were doing more than $500,000 in revenue. So that was you know, it was a great, great way to start something and then carrying along. And then there is uh, a company I didn't not start it, but one of my associates, he started it back in 2020, right at the COVID time. It's called Callers and Co. So we fulfilled five styles of white shirts, five sizes of white shirts. For the very first time, we sold 100 shirts. Right now, we're selling like 20,000 shirts a month, or maybe more. So we got approved. I mean, sales were so good, the product was so new, it's coming from Pakistan, that we tried to be featured on Shark Tank. And Shark Tank, we Justin, he went to the Shark Tank, he presented the idea. Mark Cuban, Peter Jones, they really liked it, they invested in the company. uh, since then, the table have turned, and things have changed in terms of the brand, like what we were looking before, how we were perceiving the brand, now how we are looking uh, to expand up along those lines. When I'm working, I got the opportunity to be partner with the American Pakistan Business Development Forum, which is based in Karachi. And in Pakistan they're based in Karachi, and in US we have presence all over the place. So having those success stories, being how the event turns the news into gossips, into news. So I got to meet with the delegation coming from MPAC delegation, who came from Pakistan in 2 years ago. Had a discussion with them, presented a lot of opportunities, and obviously worked on them as well to prove that, hey, I got the ability to carry something like that. So I earned my business development director title with MPAC, where my job is to connect US Pakistani businesses, or if anybody's coming from Pakistan with the investment opportunity in US, we provide them, the safe ground, how the process work. Um, and then I have also association with the MS Global Partners. They are a lobbying firm in the US. So we do a lot of private and government matters. So I'm on the advisory board on that as well. So collectively, it's just the only thing I would say, like how I became what I am, is two things: decision making, and the second thing I would say is the belief in me that, hey, what I'm deciding, what I'm doing is going to be correct. If it's not correct, I will make it correct somehow, not just going by book, like bringing out of the box solutions. I mean, you have seen me working, and how we do it. So yeah, this is a small introduction, I would say, like 10 years in making, leaving Karachi in the early ages, and now we are here.
All right. A quite brief and inspirational experience and a journey, I would say, because this actually is an example and kind of an inspiration for many people who would like to settle themselves in USA. And obviously, USA is still a country where where dreams could come true. It's a land of opportunities back then, and it still is a land of opportunity for many people. So since obviously I know myself that you have been to food related products as well, and you have the facility for FDA approval, which is Food and Drug Authority of USA. So, how did you manage to bring the food related item from Pakistan to USA? What were the complications in the import and the custom clearance? How did you manage to get the FDA clearance? I would like you to just share your experience with the audience that if somebody wants to have a food related product and they would like to have an FDA approval in USA, that's a very tedious process for anyone, even for the Chinese as well. So how a Pakistani can, do it successfully and through your company, your services, how they can get benefit out of it.
So the process, if you have, so I started Reinforcer 2019, 2020, 2020. So the product we were importing, manufactured in Pakistan, very good. Can it be shipped out of Pakistan? Yes. But can it be imported into US? No, because you need to have a certification from Food and Drug Authority that they require the facility where you're producing food grade items or anything consumable that has to be processed under that facility, and that facility has to be registered. I tried different lawyers, to get, because it's a very challenging thing being in the US or being in the Pakistan, reaching out to FDA. They don't have time for food facility registration because they don't have time. They have bigger things to catch, So it's a very very elongated bureaucratic process you have to go through to get to that point. And I would say thanks to Allah that somehow I met this person who showed me the way how we can set it up, a food facility which is approved by FDA. Basically the approval is required that my food product came to USA, if got imported, God forbid something happen, if you consume it or I consume it, something happened to me, so they can actually get to the point where that product was manufactured and figure it out what went wrong. So they have associations in every country. So in Pakistan, FDA directly deal with one organization whose job is to pretty much control all the regulation what FDA have required. So they have frequent visits to the facility. They come, they do inspection, they do different checks. It's a process. But once you have that approved, like sometimes they don't even come. Like they don't even come for inspection. Depends what kind of product it is. Like if it's mango, yes, they definitely come. But let's say if it's just biscuits or snacks, they rather not spend that effort to come and check. So it based on your product. But yes, once I had the FDA approved facility, the door for me to import food products into US was open. And now we are working with one of the leading brand in Karachi, Nahid.pk. As you all know, Nahid.com. They are one of our bigger client whose products we are importing into US and launching it as a brand, like a Pakistani brand existing in New York, I mean in the USA. It's something we are working on. So yes, there is a lot of opportunity. The question is if we have the the right things, like right protocol to follow. So yes, if anybody is looking to get their FDA facility certified in Pakistan, they can use ours. We have that service available based on, like, they have to go through a strict check sheet, but we can make that work. If somebody is looking to get their own facility certified, we can assist in as well. So there are different ways. So we can definitely help the community, help the people. Where the trackpad comes in, the trackpad comes in to where
Mhm.
work as a bridge pretty much for the people जो लोग हमारे फर्ज करें कोई समोसे हो गए सही है अब यूएस के अंदर जो समोसे मिलते जस्ट फॉर एन एग्जांपल इफ somebody thinks somebody can make a really good samosas being in Pakistan and want to expand it to their business to USA, but how they do it, they get their FDA facility registered, and then we can accommodate doing that, bringing their samosas to USA. And if they're that good, you know, we can be next samosa king in the US. You like so yeah, I think did I answer your question?
Great. Yeah, definitely. Because I belong to a unique e-commerce community, and thousands of followers. They see what we do. So a lot of people have a lot of things, because somebody is in the business of dry fruits, somebody is in the business of perishable items, somebody is in the business of snacks, biscuits, chocolates, toffees, candies. So a lot of people and everybody would love to have an exposure of US market, because textile companies in Pakistan, they already have a good exposure. They love to export in USA, they love to export in Europe, and they love to export in other part of the world. So USA is a charming country, and everybody would like to have their brand presence, their company's presence over there. So that's a great opportunity if somebody can get connected with Trackpad and get the services of FDA approval and the facility. So thank you, Sama, for explaining the process and how did you manage to achieve this great milestone. Uh, One of the things that I have studied about Trackpad is that you guys have official partnership with MPAC Pakistan, and the couple of other organizations, RRK Foundation, because you are working
Yes.
closely with
Mm-hmm.
Ruman Reis Khan as well, the cricketer. He has his foundation is charitable organization as well. So, and how exactly Trackpad is helping them to develop their charitable and welfare business in other part of the world. So, what do exactly Trackpad have to do with these companies, with these organizations?
Okay. So MPOC, when we talk about MPOC is America Pakistan Business Development Forum. So the MPOC does not have access, like a local person, an ordinary person, or a small businessman doesn't have access kind of deal we do with MPOC. So what we have achieved recently with MPOC is Sindh, our province, and the Georgia state of US have become sister states. The resolution was passed last summer. Things are in process. What kind of work we do with MPAC is we do if somebody wants to work on scrap, want to you know import scrap from US or bring investment to US from Pakistan or anywhere in the world, we provide them from step one, like let's say formation of your LLC, or coming in welcoming into you in the US, forming your LLC, and then take care of your business A to Z. Those include high volume transactions where where $20 million, $10 million worth of investment coming either from US or from Pakistan. Like right now, we are working with auto industry in Georgia to have their manufacturing plant set up in Pakistan. So we can create jobs in Pakistan, and then the auto industry in Georgia can buy cheaper parts for the same quality what they're producing. If a part costs them $10 to make in US, in Pakistan they can do it for $1.50 with the same quality. So that's what MPOC does, reaching out to big businesses, reaching out to the governments, reaching out to the states, local authorities, and open up the opportunities for those kind of businesses who are looking to move around, from expanding from one place to another place. Where the trackpad is basically pretty much a accessibility tool for general public, anybody who wants to get into the business or in the business but don't want to take big risks, like millions of dollars. Yes, Trackpad is for those, like, who have limited budget, wanted to grow in the US, but don't know how. We provide them step by step solution. We even provide them like A to Z services where they just give the money, buy their investment, and then we take care of the rest. So there are different plans. If you go to, if anybody wants to check it out, they can go to track-pad.com, um, to understand, like, what we do. The biggest thing we do with Trackpad is women empowerment, and our association with the welfare organizations, especially with Roman Rais Khan, is my goal is to have 60 women entrepreneurs, self-made, with the help of Trackpad every year. So I'm going to produce 60 women entrepreneurs. The woman
Amazing.
entrepreneur, so from
Excellent.
Pakistan, from US to Pakistan, this is what my goal is. Every year, 60 women entrepreneurs, where it's very, like, how it's very different than what other people is doing here. Those women are basically getting paid to learn how to be an entrepreneur. We will onboard them, we will train them, we will even launch their first product or first store. It can be online store, it can be eBay, Amazon, Shopify, or any business line based on that woman, और वो उस लड़की के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है कि where she is good at. If she is good enough as per Trackpad standards, we have an opportunity. We will groom them, we will have them do the work by themselves, make decision on our behalf for themselves. That's how these welfare organizations come in, that they have access to the needy women's girls who cannot afford to have a business started. Like, let's just say in enablers, when you were training so many kids, mashallah, somebody may be so sharp but have no resources, that you might have thought, okay, if I have spent like $1,000 on her or him, they could be, they could make it, they could make it there, but they didn't have that $1,000. So I want to be the person who is eliminating the financial burden out of their head, and providing them the smooth runway where they can just run and take off on their own. After a year, we just conduct a final skill test. If they pass that test, whatever investment we have made, whatever, let's say if somebody, we have invested in a private label product, somebody's running that store, they're doing very good, they pass the skill test. Now the opportunity is they can take that product, take that brand from Trackpad, and move on, because once their space is open, somebody else is going to take over that space, and the process goes on and on and on. So this is how the associations with welfare we have through the women empowerment plan.
Excellent. So you have, quite rich contributions that you would want to make. You already have made a lot of contributions, and have a great cause behind this, is to generate employments, is to exploit the best talent available in Pakistan, to give them the best opportunities, finances, and wherever they feel they lack behind. So great opportunity for Pakistanis and for young entrepreneurs who'd like to expand themselves in the other part of the world. So Trackpad is like moving in a very right direction. So how do you think, if somebody asks you, or if somebody asks me that I would like to set up my own 3PL warehouse in USA, what would be your suggestion regarding the investment? Where should they set up? Which should be the right state or a city to start off in USA? Uh, what would be your guidance to the feasibility of overall business if somebody would like to set up, because you are already in the business? Because this question is
So
very common.
if somebody is looking, if somebody comes to me and asks, hey, I'm looking to to start this business in US, right? I ask this question to anyone who comes to me is, what different are you doing than your competitors? First thing, because when I started the fulfillment center in 2018, 2017, there was not that much competition. People were not aware of this whole logistics and 3PL services. It was there, but it was there for commercial client, not for e-commerce. So for e-commerce, it was very new. So I started it, and we got the edge of setting up the prices very competitive. Now there are 3PL everywhere. You are in Maryland, you are in Atlanta, you are in Florida, you are in DC, or anywhere in US you'll find at least 3 to 4 3PLs within like 30-mile radius. So what sets you apart is the first thing. Because if something you have which sets you apart will make you successful, because people will come to you, brands will come to you, uh, big brands will come to you, even smaller brands will give, because it has to be a very attractive, like, the prices, the inflation have risen the prices of everything, like from warehouse cost to employees to the shipping to the whole operation. So first thing I would ask, what they do they have which is different than what their competitors are doing. Like, competitors mean like competitors in their league. If somebody investing like $20,000 for a 3PL, they are looking the same area of those small 3PL, what they're doing. If somebody is trying to spend 100,000 or 150 or 200,000, then they're looking competing with their league. So first, that. Second thing is, there is no specific region in the US where a 3PL will be successful. You can pretty much open up anywhere. Closer to the sea is better, but there are 3PLs who are successfully running from Chicago. There are 3PLs running from Wisconsin, Minnesota, Wyoming, like middle of nowhere, just because they get cheaper land, they get cheaper warehouse, and the whole operation is cheap. Versus I open a fulfillment center in New York versus I open a fulfillment center in Wyoming. The cost difference, just the business operation cost, would be like huge. Like, the difference would be huge. So then second thing is, a 3PL need to have a commercial account with the mail service providers, UPS, FedEx, post office. These three can only be available to any business once they hit the certain target. So first, until you hit that volume, until you hit that target, you will be pretty much paying the same price what anybody would go to UPS store and pay. So margins not there, profit forget about it until you reach. Or if somebody have the customers, like clients ready, hey, I have 3 clients have 1,000 orders every day. That's 3,000 orders. Yes, there is a difference. If somebody's coming fresh, there is a difference. So based on how they want to come and start the business of 3PL in US, it just totally depends on what they're bringing to the table. And second thing is obviously the investment, how much they're willing to put in $10,000, $20,000. I don't think it's a good idea to invest to start a 3PL these days, because that would be like 1 month of shipping costs you have to pay out of your pocket, just to drive the revenue and drive the volume to start getting the discount. Once you get discount on your volume, your cost goes down, and then that's the point where you generate the revenue. You can offer Amazon prep services, you can do kitting, uh, packaging, custom packaging, but it's there are companies who are doing 25 cents per pound. So if somebody sends 1,000 pounds, it's just $250. just to, it's so much saturated now that, this is the challenge which anybody would have to face. First, clientele. Second is to keep up with the cost. Yep.
Great. So is there any official channel where people can get connect, or any community that Trackpad is building, where people can come in and collaborate? For example, there are many organizations who would like to expand their services or their business opportunities into USA. So how people can contact you? What is the procedure? How to become a part of Trackpad in any capacity, like for B2B, for B2C, or even a part of the team as well. Like how somebody can contact Trackpad, and what's the procedure?
So the anybody can contact us by visiting our website, by sending us an email. I personally go through all the emails. My team goes through with every email. Even if you send a recommendation on the email, not business related, about anything, I would read that, or my team will read that. So the first point is, we just don't onboard anybody. Like, that's why you haven't heard much about Trackpad running marketing and you know social media campaigns and stuff, because we don't do this way. We If I get 100 emails about business development, somebody wants to bring their business into US, maybe I entertain 5. I read everything, but I may entertain 5, or maybe entertain 10. The reason is, it has to make sense for me and for my client. If you're bringing, like, your hard work money and trusting me to do magic with it, you know it has to be transparent, it has to be quality based. It cannot happen that, sir, I have 20,000 USD, can you guide me? No, I don't do that. I'm not counselor. I'm not somebody who just promise anything. No, you got to come with the idea that, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is where I want to be. I only work with the people who have vision, who know where they want to be in next 5 years, next 10 years. It makes it easy. Because you can teach them, they will learn from it. Somebody coming, hey, take 20,000 and give me $10,000 on top of it. No, we don't do that here. So the screening at a trackpad is very, like, I personally look all the emails, and then we choose from there that who we are going to entertain. And then the email goes back, even though if they're approved, if they're not approved, we let them know that, hey, this was the reason, so we are not entertaining your application or your business idea or whatever it is at the moment. So yes, so we maintain, because there is my involvement. If you have seen, like, last week, I was with the ambassador of Pakistan to US. We had a delegation. We went to the capital of Georgia. Met lawmakers over there. We met the governor of Atlanta. So when you are at that level, you don't want to, just accept anybody and do stuff with them. So yeah, e- reaching out to us is very easy. Me, my team, we are always available. We read out through each and every email, and we respond to them as well. But yes, when it comes to onboarding or partnershiping or any kind of association with Trackpad, it's very limited. There has to be something behind the idea, some reason behind it, or a story, or something needs to motivate me and that person as well. So yes, and then we move on.
Interesting. Excellent. So let me summarize a bit that Osama is, or Trackpad is basically are not the ones who give you any sort of, kind of education or some sort of guarantees or some kind of sure short solutions. But these are the people, or Osama is a guy who is actually a bridge between USA and Pakistan and the related operations that comes in between. So he's the guy who can help you in setting up, your business. He can help you to consult and guide you in your business solutions, different services, wherever you need any help. He'll guide you about the logistical challenges, about the custom issues, about the government or related regulations, the policies. If anybody would like to set up their businesses in USA, and that's the main goal that Osama is having, and he is working, I think, fearlessly about the women empowerment area, which is a very important area because he's working on that part. He's working with few charitable organizations, some welfare organizations, and helping them to develop this culture in Pakistan, where people should become independent and have their own startups and should have a right pathway. So Trackpad is basically giving them that right pathway. So great opportunities coming ahead. Osama, one thing you mentioned about Collar and Co, which is a company, which is a brand actually, and you are managing the logistical and everything related to supply chain part. And you also mentioned about Shark Tank. So please can you briefly explain about your whole experience with Collar and Co, how much numbers this brand is generating, what's their USP, and how did they come up to the Shark Tank, and what's the success behind this whole brand and whole company?
So the success. So it started right after COVID, and I have Justin came to me and he said that I would like to ship these 100 shirts. I have like orders, so ship those orders. People really liked it. So it's basically I'm wearing one right now. So it's a made in Pakistan product. It's a T-shirt and it have a very firm collar on it. So when you are wearing, like when I go to the business meetings or I'm going for a casual dinners, uh, the feel of a shirt is a T-shirt but has a collar, so it just like give you the formal look. So this was something new at that point, and not a lot of people, I mean, this thing didn't exist pretty much. So we started with it. Justin, he's master in marketing. Like he have that magic wand where he just do this and magic happens. So he start taking care of the marketing side of the company, and he offered me, since the product is from Pakistan, I'm from Pakistan, my background is supply chain and logistics. So he asked me to be his partner, and then let's work together on it and then build this together. So we started with like 10 orders a day to 2000 orders a day we are doing right now. So once we started to do good, Justin wanted to go to the Shark Tank, not for the investment purpose, but to get the exposure, like the brand name into the market, so people can start recognizing it. So went to the Shark Tank. The sharks liked the idea. Mark Cuban, Peter Jones, they invested it. You can watch the episode. It was aired on November 11, 2022, last year, on Shark Tank season. And then we got accepted. Everything went well. The day show aired, we were very excited, and things have changed not that much. But in terms of the business wise, the influence what Mark Cuban or Peter Jones have brought into the company, it just changed the whole perspective. Like from being an e-commerce Shopify store to physically having locations in the US. Now we are starting up our own stores throughout different cities. um, from there we are having, like, starting to have a shelf in the big supply chain stores, like Dillard's, One More, like Macy's, Nordstrom. So the growth happened, but it happened at a cost, which is pretty much marketing. You have to market a lot. We have to, like, use influencer program. You have to use like different news age, like, we have to target our audience. So who are audiences like lawyers, people who wear suits pretty much every day, like working in offices. So we have to target those. So first we need to find like who those people are following. That was the main question. Like, if you want to sell me something through somebody, you need to know who I listen to first, then I will accept your offer. So it was a whole marketing plan with Justin came out. I came out with the logistics plan, that how we going to do the fulfillment of this, how we going to ship the orders, what kind of shipping method. I mean, it all adds up like block by block, and then in the end we have this Callers and Co, where we are just doing really good. Like, we are doing um, great numbers. I'm sorry, I cannot disclose the numbers, but it's in like 6 7 digit numbers, like in sales. So yeah, it's a learning experience for me as well, not from the fulfillment side but the other side as well. Like, it's giving a lot of knowledge on different things that not relevant to College and Co, but somebody, if somebody comes to me, ask me, hey, I want to launch XYZ product in the US, how can I make my reach to local markets. I now I know how it works, so I can guide them. Hey, use this 3 steps, and you have your presence. But at the cost, you have to pay the cost to get to the point where your marketing spend is less than what you are making back. So this is the investment. If somebody understand what investment is not just buying a property. No, investment is building your image, building your brand, building building the steps where you're going, what you are going to take in like next 6 months, next 8 months, 1 year, or you know so yep. Also, I would like to mention one more thing, which was, I think, I don't know if my team briefed you about Marketplace SOS. It's a hotline service. Did they brief you on this or not yet? I can't hear you, Danish. No. Are you on mute? Can you hear me? You can hear me, so why I cannot hear you? Let me try. Just give me 1 second. Let me try it again. The connection is good. Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, my microphone, I think, got low
Yeah.
battery issues probably.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, so we are back. So I would request you to just explain briefly about the Marketplace SOS. So this
Yes,
will
I
be a
will.
last
I will
discussion
not
before we
take
wrap it up.
long. Yes, I will not take long about it. So we just started with this new service called Marketplace SOS. It's basically a hotline. Hotline, as in, if you remember in our childhood days, 0900 telephone. So
Yeah.
this is like something similar, but for e-commerce people. It's a hotline service. It's a subscription-based service, which enables you to have somebody on your side available based on your plan. Like, somebody available to you. let's say I'm working on something and I need a professional opinion, how, or a market insight in the US. So they can have our service, we can have a live call with them. We discuss the matter, we provide the solution, things move on, they keep growing, we keep growing. And so it's a hotline service. uh, it's on our website. Anybody is looking to, or anybody have interest on it, they can go and read much detail. But this is something we are successfully doing. Like आप यकीन करेंगे कि मार्केटिंग करने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ रही हमें. Like we're not on the social media and this thing is going crazy. You have a lot of subscriber, you have a whole team sitting answering the phones or making the phone calls and talking about the progress. So it's alhamdulillah, it's a like a, it's a very successful part of our business as well. So if somebody is looking for something, we have this kind of services for them as well, where they can just reach out, subscribe, and get the support they need whenever they need. So yeah, that's something. बट अदर देन दैट, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें चल रही होती हैं आपकी, मेरी पर्सनल में भी कभी बात होती है, तो यू गेट द थिंग, सिंस वी हैव लिमिटेड टाइम, सो वरना बातें तो हैं वो चलती रहें, ख़त्म ना हो. आई थिंक आई लॉस्ट यू अगेन, ब्रदर.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
All right. So there is a question that needs an answer. What are the options other than Wise account for doing business in US for non-resident LLC holders? So Wise is one of the virtual bank accounts. I think other than Wise, you can have options like Payoneer and probably Mercury bank account, but Mercury does not allow Pakistani residents. Actually, if you have a residence outside Pakistan but have a Pakistani passport, then you can create Mercury bank account. Other than that, I'm not really sure about the other
So,
options available. But
so big.
Osama, can you guide on this
Yes.
regarding the options available other than Payoneer and Wise?
So, yes, you can open a business account in any major US bank, but your physical presence has to be here. If you have non-resident LLC in the US and it's in good standing, yes, you can open a physical business account, but the business account holder, the passport holder, or the company owner needs to be physically in the US. You cannot, because it's not a possibility anymore, since the fraudulent activities being committed, they have changed the law. So all the business accounts, like even if somebody is living in the US, we cannot open a online business bank account. You have to physically go to a bank location where they physically verify. So so if I cannot go to any bank living in US, I might have to use Vice or Payoneer or Mercury. So yeah, उसके लिए यूएस आना पड़ेगा.
All right. Okay. There is a question. Subhan Shah is asking, what's the opportunity for beginners?
बिगिनर्स के लिए अपॉर्चुनिटीज, भाई देखो, बिगिनर्स के लिए तो सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज होती हैं बेसिकली, इन माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. इफ यू आर अ बिगिनर, यू हैव ऑल द अपॉर्चुनिटी, you can get to choose what you want to be, where you want to be. That's your biggest opportunity, because you don't have anything, any stakes on the line. Like, you're just fresh, you can determine where you want to be in next 5 years, and you can start working on it. So opportunity for beginners, I don't know in what capacity he's asking, on e-commerce side or in general, but I think my answer should satisfy his question, that find out where you want to be. That's your opportunity.
All right. So thank you, Osama, for your very detailed
Can you hear me
session,
now?
and I think that's an amazing opportunity for whoever would like to connect with Osama and his team, and get services of Trackpad in whatever capacity you can to expand yourself, your businesses, your services, and you also can join Osama's team in Trackpad and become a part of it and join his exceptional vision for the company for Pakistanis, and obviously you can really become a part of it and can expand yourself and elevate your career opportunities, inshallah. So I think thank you so much, Osama, for your
Sure.
great knowledge, for your advices, for your experience that you have shared. Really appreciate that. um, Sorry, there is another question at the end. Is it suggested to sell in multiple platforms with single LLC?
Yes, your LLC, you can sell anything. You can sell it on Amazon. You can have a physical store. You can do anything with your LLC. It doesn't have to be like, if I have 5 stores, I'm selling 5 different products. I can sell it under one LLC, like under one account. Like, you your LLC is basically, it's a permit to do business in US. Once you have that permit, you can do anything with it. You can do a retail store, you can do online store at the same time. You can, yeah, pretty much anything. There is no restriction that one LLC can do one platform.
All right.
Hmm.
So, all right. Thank you so much, Osama. I think that's a brilliant session. Great knowledge and experience you have shared with all of us. Uh, Definitely a value addition in all of our current knowledge base. So, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your time. And I would love to have more sessions with you.
Sure.
Uh, let's guide people on the right path. Let build more entrepreneurs and give them the exposure of US market. पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए हमें मुश्किल लगता है यूएस जाना, यूएस की चीज़ों को समझना, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ को अंडरस्टैंड करना, टैक्सेशंस, कॉम्प्लिकेशंस, कस्टम्स, इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट रेगुलेशंस। तो ये बड़ी मुश्किल चीज़ें लगती हैं बज़ाहिर एक इनएक्सपीरियंस के लिए या एक ले मैन के लिए। तो हम थोड़ी अगर मदद करें, लोगों को हेल्प करें एक राइट पाथवे देने में, तो इंशाल्लाह वी कैन ब्रिंग अ लॉट ऑफ वंडर्स, एंड इस
Yep.
टैलेंट को अच्छे से यूटिलाइज भी किया जा सकता है, एंड कैन
बिल्कुल.
ब्रिंग अपॉर्चुनिटीज and can bring a lot of successes for the country and for you as well and for your company. So I wish you good luck, and let's connect soon, inshallah. Thank you for your time. Take care.
Thank you,
Allah,
Danish. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.